Hey guys, welcome. This is part 3. So if you don't know, if you're just landing on this video, welcome to this series. This is part 3. We've done part 1 and we've touched on things: fashion, trend, industry, what is what, who, why, how. And then we went in to talk about luxury versus fast fashion. That's a pretty cool video, so make sure you check that out. I'll link it below. Now today we're going to talk about organic. Can you really be sustainable? Now on this channel I talk all things fashion, I style, I talk sustainable fashion, but I think a lot more goes into fashion than what meets the eye. And so I thought I'd bring someone on for you guys so you get to speak to people that went to school for this thing. And I put together some questions, and so hopefully if I miss out anything, if we miss out anything, feel free to comment or DM us. We'll leave all socials on the screen for you guys, and timestamps will be below as well. So Gloria.
Hi everyone, my name is Gloria Amohsun again. And I'm a fashion creative. I have my master's in contemporary fashion design. I freelance and I also work as a consultant in creative design and strategy.
How would you define sustainable or sustainability?
Sustainability is all about protecting the planet, protecting people and protecting processes. Making sure that whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be fashion, but in every sector, in every area, is not having a negative impact on the earth, on people, and it's not having a negative impact on your processes, like how all of these things come to be. It's actually, ethical, because and ethics basically just speaks to being mindful about, what it is that you're producing and how it's impacting on everything and everyone around you. Sustainable from the word, it is, you can continue that process, like thinking about how long can I continue this process for? How long would it last? Is it really sustainable in the sense of the word?
Can you continue in this manner?
Can you continue in this manner? And would it have any negative impact if you continue in this manner?
I think the reason why the two are typically married together is because sustainable means I can keep doing, or measuring whether you can keep doing something forever, right? But then if that thing is bad, just because we have a way of doing it forever and it can maintain or remain, if that thing is bad, then it contradicts with ethics. It's
basically not just fashion, and we've talked about this before. So from the little things like recycling, and that's something that a lot of people, it's very common now. It wasn't some years ago, but because it's so mainstream now and it's so common, people kind of also still take it for granted. You still see people not necessarily using the kind of the bins that they should use, like not really separating their trash. What are you doing with your clothes? Even with sustainability with your clothes, are you just throwing clothes away? Are you buying things that you will wear only once in your life? How much are you contributing to waste? When it comes to your choice of cars, like, are you driving to places that you can walk to?
Wow.
Yeah,
so it's literally a mindset, a lifestyle approach all round. If you truly want to be sustainable, it's not just about the garment or the trend about just or the fashion. Sustainable does not mean expensive. The reason why sustainable clothing and all of these things are expensive right now is because we are basically on our way to finding solutions to these things, and those solutions are expensive because those solutions are not the normal solutions we're used to. So for instance, take something like leather, right? Leather is obviously not sustainable. When you think about options for leather, you have something like Pineatex. So Pineatex is leather from pineapple leaves, right? But because it's not mainstream yet, it's definitely more expensive. Also, it's not necessarily that sustainability equals the high price tag, but it's just that most of the things that you want to get, and most of the brands that are producing sustainable clothing and all of these things, they have to deal with production,
in a very different way. If I were the owner of a fast fashion company, while I would just want to make, t-shirts and make it in a particular way and just, the normal way, the normal prices, I'd go to maybe Bangladesh and just do it. If I'm a sustainable brand, I'm thinking, okay, I can't go all the way to this country. I'm thinking air miles.
Yeah.
Just that difference means that I'm going to pay more, because the norm is not that it is produced in, things are produced in the UK, for instance. I'm not talking about the materials. It's not the normal things you find. So there are brands that, and that's why fast fashion brands have to be sustainable, because they make those things at a larger
scale.
On a larger scale. So it's easier for them to get it for cheaper most times. And also they're big brands that big on, to like pull their weight. So that even when they're working with manufacturers, for instance, they're trying to make sure that some processes are more sustainable, so that smaller brands who are not necessarily fast fashion, like slow fashion brands that are smaller brands, can be able to get those things for cheaper in good time.
Whenever you see a product locally made, wherever you are, I would imagine that's another incentive, that's another form of contributing to being sustainable, because then there is no air miles.
Concerning with relation to air miles, I think that it's definitely a wise decision to purchase from local brands due to air miles, as much as you can.
Yeah, no, I know options are usually limited, or limited in terms of style, or even price, because then the price goes up.
Yeah,
right? So,
and even brands, there are not so many brands that are might be in your vicinity. You know, like, oh, okay, they're producing near me. So look into air miles. But then there are also so many other measures to sustainability. For instance, labor conditions.
Yeah, I guess labor conditions, wage.
Yeah.
And the processes within that factory.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
they treat the waste itself after the garment is produced.
Yeah.
And then the garment itself, what it's made from. Those are the four that come to my mind.
So for labor conditions, for instance, if a brand claims to be sustainable and the factory they're producing in is basically harmful to human health, and trust me, there are examples, like no matter how good it is, the transportation, not just the air miles, but then, and that's why I say brands cannot be 100% sustainable right now, because not everyone is using an electric car, and you cannot ensure that all of the cars that go to deliver your products are electric cars. And as long as you're releasing carbon monoxide into the environment, you're adding to the problem. And the truth is, that's okay. That's okay, because we're not there yet. Okay. But then the problem is when you now claim to be sustainable, to be 100% sustainable, and then it's like, are you?
What are your thoughts on Zara? Because I feel like Zara is the king of fast fashion. They can come up with the concept, design, produce, and it will be in stores within a couple of weeks, from what I understand. What are your thoughts on them attempting now to be sustainable? Is it truly possible for someone as big, as influential, as dynamic as Zara, where they have so many different styles and ranges popping out every week?
Yes, I believe that it's possible for them to be sustainable. I believe that it's possible for any brand. I just think that they would have to deal with, first of all, people having trust issues.
Okay.
And that is why I'm pushing for transparency. It's easier to take the approach of, this is what we're doing to be sustainable, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay. This is how we're achieving it. This is where we are right now. I feel like people will be more receptive to that than just coming out and saying, voila, we're now sustainable. It's easier for you to tell me, oh, we started this line of sustainable clothes. We're not quite there yet. So yes, we still have things in stock that are not sustainable.
I was watching something that was talking about all these different materials that come from leaves or roots, and they're actually more difficult to handle because they're new and they require a lot of or stronger chemicals to get them to be in a form that we can work with, that we can turn into clothes. And so, you know, on the face of it, it's a tree, it's a bamboo, or it is whatever type of fiber. But actually the work that has gone into making it become a material that is usable for clothes is unsustainable.
Yeah, that's why I also talked about conscious consumption for the consumer in the last video, because in the end, even the biodegradable fabric, they're not going to degrade once you leave them. It takes a while.
The power is in our hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether we decide to buy and how much we decide to buy, or how often rather.
Yeah. So for the brands, especially for brands that are just starting out, I cannot stress it enough. Like, I'm not an industry veteran or anything, but I'm on my journey, right? And from what I've seen, from the little I've seen, just be transparent. The average consumer right now wants to know. There's so many different campaigns from 2018, who made my clothes, all these different campaigns. And the consumer is more conscious every day. They want to know every single detail, the process. I've advised some brand owners and I've told them, like, if you're going to use polyester for your collection, or you're going to use this other fabric that isn't so sustainable for your collection because you've bought it already, and throwing it away is not solving the problem. Use it for your collection, but make sure that the collection, it's something that first of all can last, it's durable. Provide ways that the consumer can go about keeping that thing for the longest time. Something like that will be better than the organic cotton shirt I buy and throw away tomorrow.
For me, one thing I will always emphasize, and I try to emphasize on this channel, is shop with the future in mind, in the sense of versatility, in the sense of quality, and of course, how are you going to get several wears out of something, either you or whoever you're going to sell it on to. And more often than not, when you buy quality, you are able to sell it on. It will hold its value, essentially. And I'm a big believer of all of that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
In a nutshell, can you be 100% sustainable?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Do you think we'll ever be 100% sustainable?
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point. We're just not there yet.
Okay. So keep doing what you're doing, the right things, and soon, hopefully, we will be there in terms of sustainability. But as we kind of came to understanding, it's about your lifestyle. It's about a mindset shift somewhat if you're not already there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to comment or like, do something. Let us know how you feel about this content, and we know how to keep serving you. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys next week, 6 p.m. UK time. Bye.
Bye.